A Prayer for My Daughter is a poem written by W.B.Yeats. This poem is not strictly a prayer. It is more of a discussion on the virtues to be found in women. The poem has autobiographical elements too. In the pretext of praying for his daughter, Yeats versifies the qualities a woman has to possess. The daughter of the poet is peacefully sleeping in her cradle. Yeats looks at her and his thoughts carry him to her future, and he wishes a good life and utters her a prayer. As a father, he becomes anxious of her, and as he was walking across the room looking at her, he thinks of the life, attitude and fate of various women he has met and read about in mythological stories. He fears for his daughter's fate and makes a careful prayer. At present, the child is sleeping safely in the cradle covered by the cradle lid. Though there is storm outside, the child is safe. The wind generated on the Atlantic cannot reach his residence, as it is stopped by the Gregory's estate, thickly populated by trees and a bare hill. Gregory was a friend and patron of Yeats. The wind was roaring, and it could be heard upon the tower and under the arches of the bridge and in the elm trees that are grown along the stream. Aroused by the restlessness outside and the uncalm sea, Yeats imagines in excited reverie that the future years had arrived out of the murderous innocence of the sea, dancing to the beats of a frenzied drum. He fears that the destructive forces will be let loose on the world, so he prays for his daughter. His first request is about how beautiful his daughter has to be. Yeats prays that his daughter be granted beauty, but not the kind of beauty that could attract the attention of unwanted people, or sometimes she may look at her beauty in the mirror and consider beauty alone as enough and lose the natural kindness and heart-revealing intimacy and never find a friend. Yeats draws personalities from the Greek and Roman mythology to substantiate his opinion on beauty and the character of the beautiful women. Helen, who was considered the most beautiful woman of the time, was not satisfied with her marital life. With all her beauty, she thought that she was wasting her life and eloped with Prince Paris of Troy, whom Yeats calls a fool. He also highlights the Trojan wars that resulted and the wasted years and the lives that were lost in the war, all because of Helen. Venus, the goddess of beauty and love, rose out of the sea foam. She was fatherless, and without any guidance, she chose the lame, ugly Vulcan and could not be happy with him. From these incidents, Yeats comes to a conclusion that fine women have a bad taste and character and make wrong choice even though they have a plenty of good choices. Yeats wants his daughter to be well-mannered. He would teach her to behave well because good manners win the hearts of others. Those who are not very beautiful can win hearts with their well-mannered behavior. Men who have behaved foolishly for beauty's sake has been made wise by the charm that emanates from a well-mannered woman. Many men who have struggled hard to win the love of beautiful women and who thinks to be the beloved of a beautiful woman will also be absorbed by the kindness exhibited by a well-mannered woman, even though she is not entirely beautiful. Yeats prays his daughter to grow hale and healthy like a tree that is protected and taken care of. He wishes all her thoughts to be as free as the linnets that have no other work except to fly around and spread joyfully the beauty of their voice. They fly and make chattering noise in merriment. Yeats prays her daughter to lead a peaceful, flourishing life like the green laurel tree that grows by a perpetual water source. Yeats now has second thoughts about the kind of beauty he admired and loved. He says that he has lost interest in that because of a few bitter experiences he had with beautiful women. Perhaps Yeats here alludes to the woman Morgan whom he has loved. Yeats is aware of the evil effects of hoarding hatred. Mind must be free of hatred. If it is so, nothing can hurt us, and our mind will be peaceful like a linnet that holds on the leaf even if the wind blows severely. Yeats considers it to be worse to hate wisdom and knowledge and form baseless opinions on others. So he wishes his daughter to be against forming opinions without carefully examining the related facts. He now remembers a pretty lovely woman who was very wealthy, lost her wealth and everything good because of her bad temper and opinionated mind. Yeats here alludes to the woman Morgan. Morgan's devotion to the fight for the independence of Ireland deprived her of happiness. Her failure is attributed to intellectual pride and stubbornness. Yeats philosophizes that when all the thoughts of hatred were removed from the mind, the soul becomes completely innocent and learns at last that nobody can make it feel happy or satisfied or afraid except itself. If his daughter attains that state of mind, even when the whole world turns against her, or the situations change for worse, or every wickedness bursts upon her, she will still be happy. At last, Yeats prays for his daughter's marital life. He wishes the husband of his daughter be blessed with a family where there is respect for custom and ceremony. Because arrogance and hatred are not to be found in such homes, even though they may be found in the streets. From such a home comes innocence and beauty. For ceremony is like the horn of plenty, and custom is like a flourishing laurel tree.